Welcome, everyone. You are listening to and perhaps watching Calling the Audible. I am this week's host, Pease Delariz. Joining me is Iggy. Iggy is...
Friday Night Lights, Iggy.
It's date night with Iggy and Pease.
Thank you.
I took Iggy out
Am I
to a
just
nice...
a third wheel, huh? You're not going to talk about me?
Not yet. You could not interrupt the show, though. I'd appreciate that.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
We are drinking on air because it is Friday night.
Yeah.
And it's the playoffs.
Also, when you cheers, by the way, you cheers in a dead spot in the camera. like do it again, just because it's like they literally just see.
Nice.
Well, it's for our corporate overlords. We can't show them that we're drinking. So if we didn't cheers, we didn't drink. I took Iggy out to a nice Friday night meal of ketchup chips.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. I wanted to spend the big bucks, so I got the big bag of chips.
You went all out. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will go all out now.
We're doing a beer tasting. We'll give our reviews of Corona Extra. And then a review of Bold Brews after this. Corona not a sponsor of the show, so this is a freebie for them. We can bill them later, though, right, Eagle?
Pretty sure we can't. That would be awesome, though. I would love to triple our revenue.
Yeah, the third wheel of the show, always looking to triple our revenue, of course, is Eagle and Master Control. Eagle, your hair is both terrible and awesome at the same time.
Thank you.
No, but it's perfectly uncut.
Coiffed.
Yeah, it's like 90s. It's and your polo's kind of faded, so it all fits the same look. I wanted to make fun of you when I first saw you, and I was like, it actually is working. I can't.
Did you see the Hawaiian shorts?
Yeah,
I have not.
I'm seeing them here.
Very 90s.
So yeah, you're dressed like Chapman. A joke for only 30% of the audience at most.
Not even me.
Yeah, exactly. It's a long time he hasn't produced a show. Famous for wearing bathing suits as shorts.
Although these are better than my jorts, admit.
They are better than your
That's
shorts.
a joke for 10% of our audience.
And that one I do
Of those
know.
that followed us on Twitter back then, they were the ones who would have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago. I feel very reminiscent. That's right, reminiscent, not reminiscent.
Of?
Of the show and everything we've done for the last few years. This, as you pointed out before we went on air,
10 seconds.
This may or may not be my last show for a while. I'm taking it was a talk of Mary Victorine, by the way. Everyone kept coming up to me and being like, "Bro, I heard you're taking 6 months off." I'm like, almost a year actually. My wife is amazing and runs our household. And she has put up with a lot over the years of me not being home for all things FPF. And to return the favor, she's going to need some extra help when she gives birth. We have our first child. And so I'll be spending some quality time at home away from the field, both as a player and as an analyst. I probably will be available to sub in for the show in the winter season, however.
Please.
But definitely not fall. Definitely not fall.
No.
Speaking of reminiscing, one thing we will not be remembering this spring playoffs is our location for the field at Brossard, because it's being moved to Stade de Montréal. The Brossard complex pulled a fast one on us, or rather the Ville de Brossard pulled a fast one on us and basically vetoed our reservation, even though we use it every single year, almost the exact same weekend. And I've had this booked for about a month now. The city basically said, nope, we need the field. And the facility said, sorry.
Are we doing a sideline broadcast?
That's what I'm working on right now.
So it's mixed. Mo didn't like it from a play calling perspective, because you don't catch everything in the same way. But I find we feed off the energy better at field level.
Not only that, I'm working on getting us a
Scaffold?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Scaffold.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be just for the cameraman or also for the color and the
If
cast.
we can get one that's big enough for the booth and camera, that would be awesome.
Probably not.
Probably a
Probably
meeting
just camera.
we should have had off air.
We're having it right now.
Cool.
No.
So my vote goes in for both, because I think it's a better vantage point, and it kind of gives us the best of both worlds.
I will take your vote and ignore it.
Yeah.
If you're a basketball fan like me, you kind of appreciate sort of sideline broadcast, because
Commenting. Yeah.
it's more common. They tend to become more vibrant and less sort of starch, which I just like that for a rec league.
You love starchiness, yeah.
I don't actually. They don't agree with my system at all. Rinse your rice, everyone. Rinse your rice. So yeah, we're in the playoffs. But before that, can
Yep.
we get your thoughts on Corona Extra?
It's a little bit extra.
A little bit. Is there Corona regular? I never noticed.
I know. I noticed that the other day. I'm looking at the can. I'm like, it says extra. Really? I'm pretty sure in Mexico it doesn't.
Well, is this like the ones? Because it could be like an export beer, right? Like, were they like their Corona export extra is the same as like our Molson export,
Right.
but like in the case of Corona, much like Molson export, it comes from the same place, Molson,
Or maybe it's
delivered
like
to our
a
stores.
maybe it's a language requirement thing where Corona is too foreign, so they had to make it something relatable.
Could be. There were some people confusing it with the virus early on.
That's a good point.
There
Yes.
is that. I think it's okay. It's a nice summer beer. Little like a lot of these
Very drinkable.
like export beers have a high sort of corn content, which gives you kind of a chewiness, which I find obnoxious after a while. Just like me talking about beers.
And just like Eagle would be on the show today.
One of the reasons why I wasn't here on Wednesday was because I happened to be in Toronto, and a person I was with had the first time they were in a country other than a little remote village in India where they only have Coronas available to drink. And so the first thing I did was buy him a pint of Guinness.
Nice.
He did not like it.
Yeah. Of course.
You've been drinking Corona your entire life? I understand.
Most of my Latin family feels the same way about any other beer as well. So, yeah, let's get into the thick of things.
Playoff time, baby.
Division A.
We're going to go through the divisions in some semblance of order. Let's start in Division A. If you
No
want to follow...
recaps.
If you want to follow along at home, we're going to be using the playoff breakdown tab of our standings page to do this. So you're going to see the brackets inside here. I have to point out, and I will do this for every division, we're not doing a actual bracket. We are doing a reseed. I was not
But
the
Eagle,
person.
Why is the graphic a bracket?
Thank you, Peas. I don't know.
It's like when you're selling shorts, but instead you have a picture of pants.
Yeah, they're no. It says shorts though, but they're pants.
With
though.
the pants.
They're
When you get them,
pants.
they're pants. It's like ordering pocket shorts from Nike. Then when you get them,
They have
They have
lo and
pockets.
behold, they have pockets.
they say flag, but they're not for flag. Yeah, so let's take a quick look. Obviously, we'll reseed, so we'll see what happens after this round. But going into things,
Yeah, can we talk about Star City
I was gonna
making
say,
it
that's
in?
the big
Like
storyline,
that was a
right?
big storyline. Yeah.
that's literally what I was gonna start. So let's do it.
Cool. Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, let's do the quick version of it. Are they going to get past All-Stars?
Well, no, that's not the quick version. They qualified.
Yeah. We talked about it last week.
Oh, we
Yeah,
did,
but
okay.
their seed doesn't matter. But this one kind of does.
This one kind of does.
Yeah.
So like it's interesting. Well, it actually doesn't matter because again, like we talked about all season long,
You're gonna have to go through Wyeth at one point.
that and you have to go through any of these teams at any like there's.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
if
even
you-
think this
you-
is an
you
easy
wanna
path
avoid.
for all stars, right? Like
Yeah. No. Exactly. Yeah. Like
it is no.
that's a
good
matchup you
matchups.
don't want if you're all stars too.
No. Like it kind of sucks that we get it in the first round. We get two of the heavy hitting quarterbacks right away, but also like if we get like Dan Lazara like overcoming being a low seed, even though the seeds don't really matter, it's still kind of cool. Like it's a cool storyline,
story. Yeah.
you know. And if all stars continue their dominance, it shows you that even more so the seeds don't matter if they're number one.
Or that it does. Number one seed.
Well, but there's no buys. There's no like.
Yeah,
it's
I
not-
know,
it
I
doesn't
know.
make a ton of difference. For me, the cool thing about this, Jameson's being number 2 with Jeff Rosenblatt at the helm. Great storyline all season long.
Yeah.
There's
There's a playoff version now of the Instagram post.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, has it been corrected?
Huh?
No, he's talking about something different. He's talking about
I'm
the
talking about
Jameson posters.
Jameson post.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought you meant our post.
no,
on
not
Twitter.
ours.
But also, yes.
Referencing all the quarterbacks.
The quarterbacks and their receivers.
Oh man, playoff ready. So Party Crashers at 4. I thought they had a legitimate chance to get to finish a little bit higher, but again, ultimately doesn't matter. I've been impressed with them this season, and again, I know I've ragged on them a little bit in the past, and you pointed out that my view of them was outdated,
Yeah.
and I've conceded. And I've seen them live, but the game I saw them live was against a 5-player #NR. So that said, from people I've spoken to around the league, and from what I can see statistically, it does seem like Frisbee has sort of changed the style. But now they go to take on the Braves in the first round.
Which the thing with the Braves is always, and now even more so, I find they've gotten away with it in past seasons. But the fact that they don't care about the regular season, as long as our guys have 5 games and that they are in town, well, it appears that a lot, especially in Division B, we'll get there, but maybe less so in Division A, but it might start to be biting them in the ass where they're not, either they didn't get enough guys with 5 games played, or the guys that do have 5 games played are injured. So think of Francois Rochelot. He's banged up. May or may not play in the game. I'm looking at the roster right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they do have 8 officially that are available. But the thing is, how many of the 8 can actually go? Again, Division B, it sounds like they might be only
we'll
5 players.
Yeah, when we get there, but
but in A,
that said, the ones who qualify for playoffs,
are
either core or some of their best talented players, like Guillaume Belin, Georges Garipi, John Mayer. Like it's what this team needs to succeed in the playoffs.
No pilons.
No pilons, yeah.
So that
but
makes
when
that
the
makes
Braves first started, they didn't have pilons.
Sure,
either,
but
right?
that makes the Party Crasher game more interesting because again, Fred Dupuis has been scoring and protecting the ball at a better pace than his usual average, but a little less so in the final weeks, and that saw him lose out a second or third seed. Where again, seeding doesn't matter, but if it avoided you Braves and it avoided you All Stars, that I think they would have taken that and they would have preferred that. So they're stumbling their way in to the playoffs. But if they do continue the way they've been playing with the short-handed, I guess, best way to say it, Braves roster, I could see it being a one-score game, and then it'll be, can Party Crashers convert on 2-pointers at the same rate that the Braves do?
And we've talked about how seedings don't matter a ton, but Party Crashers at one point were holding on to the 2 seed. That belongs to Jameson's now. Is this the one matchup where you would imagine that the favorite is a decent betting favorite and Jameson's over #NR? Because the fact that #NR's defense never really has come together all season long, allowing 420 plus points, and Jeff Rosenblatt being sort of the surgeon that he's become, it's kind of cool. You get Corey Pecker up against Jeff Rosenblatt.
Yep.
Both both players. What team were they both on, Eagle? The Corey Pecker and
Jeff Rosenblatt.
And Jeff Rosenblatt would have played together forever.
Oh,
Legends.
Legends, yes.
Both of Legends fame.
Legendary fame. Come on.
Legendary
It
fame.
was set up there right for you.
But it's interesting because when teams sort of splinter off, you expect a lower division talent and then a higher division team. But both Corey Pecker and Jeff Rosenblatt at this point are legitimate Division A quarterbacks.
There's a difference between the two teams, though, is that NR just hey, we need a quarterback.
Who's the best
who's
we can get for this group?
Oh, it's Corey Pecker versus Jeff Rosenblatt, who's built this team from Division 4, 3, and up, right? So he's built that chemistry with James Drysdale over the past years, with Quay Johnson, with Anthony Brisebois, the Crackwood himself. So, yes, to answer your question, probably the biggest favorite actually being a favorite. There's an argument to be made with Royam Luminaire against KGP. We'll get there in the next matchup.
You're doing that again with KGP in the playoffs.
I know. Yeah,
I know. I get it. They should win easily,
but
they will win probably.
But
they won't win easily. Though.
Here's my quick analysis to end NR Jameson's is that.
Well, I have a follow-up question.
Okay, sure. Is that Jeff Rosenblatt will score on every single drive he touches the ball, and Corey Pecker will score on 6 out of 8 drives. So,
I think we both agree that this team is not particularly built for Corey Pecker. Who are the players on the #NR roster who need to elevate to become the pieces around Corey Pecker? You know what I mean? Who need to be the big-time playoff performers for #NR?
Well, I mean, it's easy to say. Nothing. It's I'm blanking on the name, and he's
Can you buy it?
yes.
Okay.
It's easy to say that name.
Well, he's got the most targets, right? So like he's the guy who clearly has the most comfort.
He's a
with
beast out there.
quarterback.
Anthony Brisebois probably matches up against him, but if you take that away, it has to be then the secondary, right? It would have to be, but can it be Kendall Myers? Can it be Travis Moses? Can it be Rashawn Perry? I think.
I mean, we've seen at different points in their FPF careers, all three of those guys have been either number one
Yeah.
receivers or close to that.
Right. And I think actually, sorry, Pease, but
Go for
I
it.
think the yardage demonstrates they're each at 301, 304, 308. I think not necessarily one of them can be and step up to be that wide receiver 1, but they could be the wide receiver 1A, 1B, and 1C.
Because I don't think anyone really can truly take away Kenny Baye. But let's say Anthony Brisebois really does. Let's say he takes him away. Who's that one who needs to elevate? To me, Kendall Myers has the makeup for that.
Yeah.
You know, he's had moments in his past where he's dropped balls, but I've always felt his ability to separate, his ability to control his body, especially in the air.
You know what? You asked the question. Here's one, and he hasn't been targeted
it.
enough. Not enough yards. Not enough TDs. Sanders Armand.
Yeah.
He's a guy that could be a difference maker, size wise, against on average, he's bigger than the average Jameson defender. Again, you have.
What about the median Jameson? Eagle, find me the median Jameson defender.
The median Jameson defender.
Yeah, it's
and give me a name.
This is the worst recurring joke we have all season,
It's really
but I
bad.
love it.
It's really bad. I mean, the only guy that has that same size is Steven Osman, right?
Yeah.
On Jameson's, and I'm not saying
And
it's a
then
mismatch.
do you then go out with Rashawn Perry and Sanders
Right.
Armand?
Right. Yes.
I mean, Travis is a big dude too.
yeah. No, they
Like,
are.
not height necessarily, but he's a thick,
Yeah.
big body, right?
Yeah. I think you have to be more physical and box out slants, ins at 5, really box out your defenders is one of the ways that NR is going to win this one.
Luminaire take on KGP. Of course, we're all super impressed with the growth of on one end Justice Pui, and then for KGP, they never seem to have a strong enough roster to compete, and yet they do every single season.
Yep, their system works.
They don't even when you see KGP on the field, they don't look like a Division 18.
Oh, no. I know what you mean, but their system is super efficient, and it creates pieces. This is our system in here.
Yeah.
It creates 2-on-1 situations, and you need, as a quarterback, and Phil Cutler's very good at it, you have to just pick who's open.
Like, unless you sell out and stand 2 yards away and show that it's man. But even then, they'll call rub routes, knowing that you're showing man. Like, it's a really smart application of Cutler's playbook. It can hit a wall against some of really the more physical teams that disrupt timing and all that. I mean, we hate that too. We play against teams that hold and clutch and disrupt timing. And Division A and 1 can be replete with that. I think Rome Luminaire is specifically that kind of defense as well.
I don't know. Have we underestimated or not? Maybe underestimated is not the right word, but just not talked about their defense like this entire season, because that's a great defense. It is. It's not just fast. It's not just big. It's the combination of speed, size, agility, and look. You know how quarterbacks, maybe how you use your eyes to deceive defenders. They do the same on quarterbacks. They were like, I'm going this way, but then at the last second shoot the other way. So that is something I haven't seen from many defenses. And Royam Luminaire's urgence médique is that totally do it, and it can not only confuse, especially their changes in coverage and how they shift. It's really one of the better defenses I've seen in a very long time.
Oh, absolutely. Like, just Supri, I tell the story all the time, is he started playing on my Division 3
Right.
team back in the day.
Two-way player of the year in Div B.
Well, when he was with us, he just played
Div
off.
A, sorry.
He just played defense.
Yeah.
And he was a fantastic defender on a really good defense. And now, this team in a post-cap era seems wild to me when you have guys like Sean Submergin, Alexis Gaumont as well. Marc-André Lapointe, another former
Sean
teammate of mine.
Submergin is on the
I
team.
mentioned him as well.
Oh, sorry.
Steve Barton, also a prop comic. Carl Ashe he's new to FPF.
He's very good.
But like he kind of looks a little lost by flag sometimes, like in terms of dimension and.
He's getting used to it
But
more
like
and more.
he's a dude who walks onto the field as like an 8 on 10, just on athleticism.
Yeah.
And like the 2 is just because he hasn't really played this game before, really. Like not the specifics of FPF. What like it's gonna be like overnight where it's like oh no, he went from just regular star to superstar. He's right there.
He's on the cusp. Yeah.
And nice, great dude too. So like it's
super nice,
really
yeah.
cool to see. Did we cover every game?
Yep.
Next.
Next, we're gonna go to Division B. And Division B is up.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a switch there.
Once again, also no playoff.
What?
On the playoff tab, there's no games scheduled.
Yes, that's correct.
Cool.
Yep.
All right.
Because we
Reminder,
know
this
the
isn't
matchups.
actually a bracket. This is a reseed. We're sorry. We're stupid.
We're gonna do that every division, because timestamps. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's start with Blessed and B-Rave, since you talked already a little bit. You set up the B-Rave stuff a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be missing guys.
Da-na-na.
Blessed maybe also
Da-na-na.
missing some folks.
B-Raves will be 5 players at the game.
That's not enough guys.
No,
I've seen.
but it is enough guys to suit up and play the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just you gotta play against Stephen Harpersod with 5 guys. I can't imagine the horror that can be. You know what I mean? Like Steve's had a difficulty adjusting to Division A. In Division B has been his normal solid self, and I'm sure he didn't love seeing B-Raves as his first playoff matchup, but then knowing they're 5, that's probably the best news you can have.
And like I was telling Mike Piercin, I'm like, there's gonna be no sympathy from their end because I believe they were 5 or 6 with Steve playing defense in their winter playoffs matchups in one round or so where they got eliminated. I believe it was against Urgence Medic. So
I was there.
Yeah, they're not going to be any. There's not going to be no sympathy.
And by the way,
from
there
them.
shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Like
no.
it's not the quarterback's job to stop his own offense. That's your job on defense. And I remember once back in Division 6 where Steve's team was putting a whooping on mine, and he came to see me at halftime saying like, "Hey, like if you want, I can sort of take the foot off the gas." And I told him, "Don't you dare." And like he's a classy dude. He gets it. That was also regular season Division 6. This is playoff Division B. Not bad blood per se, but there's some history between sort of the Braves core and Blessed.
Oh, really?
Why
am I not familiar?
No, but they just play a lot of games in
Sure.
recent history against each other.
Sure. Nothing bad that I.
No.
heard
Again,
of.
I started by saying not bad blood.
Oh,
but
okay.
history.
Yeah.
And I think like Steve is at a point where he wants his name mentioned in the same breath as guys like Joe Maru and Kevin Wyeth and so on. So putting up big numbers in the playoffs is how you do that. It's how you get that recognition, right? Like you can have all the regular season success, all the low division successes you want, but face it, like this is where you make your name in FPF.
You know what? That's an interesting point. This is going to be because he hasn't gotten a championship since Division C a few spring seasons back.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten Division B or A or 1 or 2.
And Steve was one of those like quick rising talents where the cap he was the Iggy before Iggy where the cap just hadn't caught up to him yet.
Yeah. So this is actually a maybe playoff defining and career defining moment perhaps for Steve. That's an interesting take.
It's you know, Jordan couldn't win in the playoffs until he won. Right. You know, he was a ball hog early on. It's the you know, alley-oop from LeBron to D-Wade in the playoffs. Like it's that moment for Blessed. It's that moment for Steve Harpersod. Like it's that moment you look, because you're not going to remember that B-Rays are 5 players. Yes. You're going to remember that's the first time he beat Joe in the playoffs.
Yes,
you know? And if he can get to a Division B championship in this fairly stacked
Everyone, there's no easy matchup.
Yeah.
There's no easy matchup.
A, B, and C this season have been psychotic.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the cap's working.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
The cap's working.
Yeah, it definitely worked. A night, just cap it off here. Just Phil Fadon playing against B Raves. That would be interesting too.
Yeah, for sure. He's been kind of I kind of like his mercenary nature. Of like, doesn't seem to have loyalty for a specific team. Like, well, Braves want me to play there, so I'm playing them. I'm playing with them. And, well, I'm also still playing with Blessed in Division B. You know, like, I kind of like that approach by him. He knows he's a great player, and he's using that to the best of his abilities. Ambush Run at Once is an interesting matchup to me.
Very fun.
I expect this to be
A lot of
1,000 points.
Yeah, take the over.
Take the over.
A lot of friendly matchups too here. You know, with Jeff versus Ben, with James. Like, there's very, very. The teams know each other very well. I love Ambush must run the most plays in an FPF game on average than any other team in FPF.
Oh, there was. I've talked with Ben before. Like the times where him and I are on the field, I go no huddle, and he just has the psychotic pace that he has.
I love it.
I've seen refs sweating after games where Ben plays.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild.
It's great. I think he gets 5 plays in a minute 20.
Yeah, it's the familiarity with
crazy.
a lot of his pieces, right? Like that. He can, like, I'm sure you know this too. When you've been playing with the same guys for a long time, when you start calling out the play, the backside already knows.
They already know. So
they start getting to position immediately. You know what I mean? So, that's part of it, as well as his concise ability to communicate. I like this roster, and I was surprised they actually didn't win more games in regular season.
Run at once or ambush?
Ambush.
I think you can say both the same about both.
You know what? Yes.
Yeah.
My answer is yes.
Yeah.
To both.
I think my thing. But sorry, I'm cutting you off again.
That's fine.
But I think
I had
the
to drink
thing,
anyway.
and I think the question in this game is, can the run it one offense just? I mean, this is a simple question, but can they put more points up than ambush? But more than that
That's
is
usually how you win the game.
yes, I know, I realize, but it's more about, can they be more efficient?
Will
than
this
the
game come
ambush?
down to converts?
Jeff's doing this thing where he's just going for one,
Yeah.
and it's worrisome for me.
Well, if he converts 80% of them, it's great. That's fine.
It's not.
I mean, it can be.
For me to be for going for one to be successful, you need to score on every single one.
I think I broke it down to 80% is the line of delineation. Because I think the league-wide success rate on 2 points was like 40%.
Something like that, yeah.
And
But
so it's
to Iggy's
80%.
point,
But
though, if
that's-
you score 5 times in a game, you have to convert 4 of those 5,
But that's
right?
eight- that's
the
80%.
80%. But that's what I'm saying,
That's
though, right?
literally
He's saying you have to get every single one.
it's 4 to
there,
5.
Right? It's not like you're getting 30 attempts in a game and you got to hit like 24 or something, right? It's like
But
no, you got to be almost.
where Iggy has a point is this: is scoring in FPF has increased to the point where in Division B, you're expecting teams to score 6 or 7 times,
Mm-hmm.
and so 4 to 5 is nice, but
Right.
then you're not going to get another 5 chances.
Right. Yes.
You need to be 4 to 5 and then 2 out of 2, right? Like you
The-
can't
yeah.
then miss one of the next.
The other thing is also the timing in which you score
Yeah.
the 2 points, right? Because then that might force Jeff to go for 2. If Ben gets the first 2-point converts, he already has 4 points extra on the board. That might force Jeff to go for 2.
You might only have 2 extra points on the board because if Jeff got 2, you know what I mean? Like
Yes,
because
but,
again, because
but
it
at
is,
that point, it forces Jeff to go for 2 on his next touchdown.
Yeah.
To just tie the game.
yeah.
So, and I'm not sure he's perfectly comfortable going for 2 with the roster he has in Div B, which he should. He has Phil Cutler there. Maybe he can't throw a pass. So
I don't think you can throw
Yeah.
division.
So that's probably why. So,
But
I
there's
don't-
also single quarterback plays you can run on 2 point.
yeah, and
Like
he has a few up his sleeve. One I don't love, but I've told him.
I know we've talked about that play.
And look, he hits on it. I just think it's gonna come down to the run at once offense versus the ambush defense. The ambush defense should be better than what it has been.
And is it the best defense Ben McMahon's ever had?
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure.
So-
That's an easy question. Yes.
So then,
But they're still letting up 40+ points a game.
what is the pace though? It's
Yeah. Yeah, the
I know
pace
I use
also.
I use a lot of basketball
Yes.
analogies, but I remember like at one point when the Warriors had Kevin Durant, they're like, yeah, but they're allowing so many points. I'm like, but the amount of possessions they have is so
Yes.
much greater than any other team.
Right.
So
Yes,
like,
yeah.
it's the same kind of thing. When it comes to this game though, given that this is the best defense Ben McMahon's ever had, is it a letdown if he doesn't win a championship? Because the
No.
offense has never been an issue.
No.
So now it's on him.
Now it's not on him. It's still on the defense.
Well, but if they don't win, it's on him because the defense is great.
no, but they've still been
Yeah, I know,
allowing
I know.
40+ points.
I know. I'm just trying to get a clip.
No, no clip.
Damn it.
No. If he doesn't look, he won quarterback of the year in Division B, and like I was telling him, like to see his name and my
And
name.
he struggled to start.
Yes, yeah, right, yeah.
You know.
He didn't have the Submergent brothers there for the first few weeks. I was telling him, like, hey, to see our names at the top of the QB list in Division B is like really cool.
Yeah.
When you were playing Division 4 last winter, and
Division
I
C
just
last
played,
spring.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I just played Division 4, so like that was cool in and of itself. So I think he's not at the point where it's championship or bust for Division B. More so than it is for like Steve and his legacy that we were just talking about.
I think it is. Silent Ticklers, Poseidon Kiss.
Silent kiss.
Poseidon's Kiss.
Silent kiss.
Silent Kiss is later, baby. When the cameras turn off. So Silent Ticklers is another one of these teams that I kind of expected more of.
Yes and no. They had the Panetta injury.
Yeah. I guess going through the season, you don't expect Panetta to get hurt, but he's back, right?
Yep, he is back.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you expected the record to be with Panetta, with the full lineup?
With the full lineup, I thought they'd be the
7-3.
2 seed, like 7-3, 8 and
So
2.
7-3.
Yeah.
And 7-3 would have gotten you.
Like second, third.
Beers and Brownies went 8-2. 7-3, yeah, would have been tied for second, third, fourth.
Yeah.
So it would have got, depending on the points against and matchups, and it would have gotten you either the second seed, third seed, or fourth.
So I actually think this is one of the more interesting matchups in the playoffs.
Actually, yes.
I think it can go either way.
Yep.
I think what we're saying is essentially it's like two seeds playing, basically, right?
Yep.
Like there's no
I
there's a very small margin between these two teams.
call me crazy. I think Silent Ticklers are the favorite in this one.
I would agree with you.
That's crazy.
I agree with. I
That's
think
insane.
I think Rocco Cristiano's been really good this season,
But he hasn't been great.
but hasn't been great.
I agree. He's been very good, but not great. And Panetta in a 1-game sample size can be great.
And it depends a lot on who's there for Poseidon's Kiss. So like Juwan Edgehill
Mm-hmm.
and Nick Rapini have played 5 games, so they're playoff eligible.
Yep.
But I don't know enough about the team's makeup to know if they're on the team, if they're gonna sub for guys who bailed.
I mean, if Nick Gropini can play, you want him there.
Well, Nick and Juwan, right? Like that's
Yeah.
those
You
are
want them
2
there.
high caliber receivers.
You want them there. Yeah.
Yeah. And looking, man, this team's a disaster when it comes to subs.
Oh, Rocco
rare
said
that-
it.
it's
Rocco
rare
said
that-
it all year.
It's rare that you see a 2 seed with 20 players in the roster.
It's just but they've been bringing. They have a great team when it's
Well,
there.
all versions of this team are really good because it feels like all
exactly.
20 guys
Yes.
are all buzz names of the last 5 years of FPF,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like Juwan, Grappini, Jared Taylor, Corey Williams, Valerie Shelder. Like, if you've been paying attention to this show for the last 20 years, you've heard one of these names.
Yeah.
You know, Danny Demore played a game.
The
Demario
interception leader.
Cooper. Sorry?
The interceptions leader in FPF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's... I don't know. I think it's so hard to go into a playoff game without having built sort of chemistry and timing, and more than that, I feel like a level of accountability. Like in the regular season, when guys are pointing fingers at each other trying to figure out why someone scored or someone's in the wrong place on offense, that's what the regular season's actually for.
Right.
It's not like
it's a prep for the playoffs.
When Mokan thinks about seeding, it's because the last time Mokan played was like 2012.
Yeah.
But the reason why we actually play the regular season is to figure shit out before the playoffs.
It's literally a tune-up for
we're
the playoffs.
assuming we're making the playoffs.
Yep. I'm sorry, but yes, I'm assuming I'm making the playoffs.
So it's the same.
And I'm working kinks out.
And it's the same thing with someone like Rocco Cristiano, right? So like, the problem is, has he had enough games with everyone, and will he have a roster familiar enough to him to win the game?
That's one question. I think the other question is, can Poseidon's Kiss cover the deep ball of Silent Ticklers, right? Can they play a good enough cover 3 to take away what Silent Ticklers are really good at, which is hitting that deep ball, and then adjusting thereafter, right? Okay, you're gonna have 3 people really deep because I just chucked the ball 50 yards 3 times in a row. Okay, I'm gonna hit the 10-yard sideline comeback now.
So where Poseidon's Kiss have sort of like the buzzwords on their team, right? Like the sort of sexy names, and again, the last 5 years of FPF. What you have on Silent Ticklers is the opposite. You have maybe a couple guys who were like, I remember when I started playing, the legend of like how jacked Andrew Blevings is.
He's great. He's
yeah, he's huge. And like Daniel Mancini was kind of one of these guys was like low division but really talented low division player. Mike Zanobi similar.
One receiver of the year in Div B.
Yeah.
Mancini.
Yeah. But like he was always one of these guys who just didn't play high division but was better than the division he played in, right? And so like now, but they've all been playing together in some form or another for a long time.
Yep.
And so it's the opposite situation.
Yes. I see where you're going.
So it makes me think to what we're talking about. Sure, guys like Tanner Burrell and Andrew Blevings and Brandon Vickers. Brandon Vickers is playoff eligible.
Yep.
They're not the level of athleticism of guys like Jared Taylor and all the names you mentioned.
Agreed.
A moment ago, besides this.
Yeah.
But will it matter if one team can't come together and the other one just continuously plays like a unit?
I'm telling you, I already answered that. I think Silent Ticklers are the favorite going in.
I reset it for a clip. That's the thing I'm doing.
Silent Ticklers are the favorite going in.
What's the editor's name? I'm sorry, I forgot.
He's like not. I've been watching him. He's totally tuned out. He doesn't even realize we're talking about him right now. Isn't it amazing?
Eagle.
No, I knew. I just didn't care.
What's the editor's name for the clips?
Henry.
So Henry, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
We're not doing clips.
I'm sorry.
We're
What?
not doing clips for this episode.
Why not?
Because
Because
we're trying to go through it fast. We're not making clips.
Because
We
we
still
did
can
the
make clips.
we
though.
did the
Just pay
Equator.
attention to the goddamn
No,
show.
because we're on this shot, and we have to do the full screen ones for sure.
No, we did the Equator finals already.
the Equator.
The Equator backs.
And the
Yeah.
receivers.
I just feel like playoffs is a good time to get clips because we have like defined matchups and all that. All right.
Yeah.
Iggy, talk about yourself while I drink.
No, God damn it, you're making me do this. I'll talk about Mangoose.
No. I got mangoes. Talk about yourself.
I have a Division B Defensive Player of the Year in Jeremy Augustine, leading.
He's awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I remember.
Personality-wise and
Yeah.
playing-wise as well.
I think the thing about this team, and a few players mentioned it, it's just fun to be on this team and to play together. It's been a fun season. So we're just playing ball. We're just going out there and having fun, and led to an 8-2 record. And like for our first season to be playing together, and for us to go 8-2,
it's a fairly random group.
it is. It's
like
it's a lot of pairs,
Yeah,
and not like apples and pears. Like
I thought of that joke and instantly dismissed it as terrible.
and I'm like, no, Iggy's going for it. Yeah, so it's a lot of like Joe.
Yeah, like Charles Verreau and Jeremy Augustin. They
Came
played
together,
before. Yeah.
Joey Notaro and Gab Charles Champagne. That was a duo.
He's good, huh?
He's the next up and coming like star in FPF.
Jeff Rosenblatt's already made contact.
Oh God, damn it! I have to be careful. So Aiden, for first season together, playing together to go 8-2, I called that out on to the team. Like, hey, that's actually like a pretty big accomplishment in Division B of FPF. yeah. So to reiterate what I was going on with Jeremy Augustine, he had a really great defensive game against Mongoose. I believe 2, maybe 3. I want to say at least 2 interceptions on Nick Schaefer, which led. And here's just a quick recap of our regular season game. We had a 4-possession lead on Mongoose, and they made it a 1-point game at one point in the game. They had a chance when they went for 2 to take a lead in that game. So they made a huge comeback in our regular season game. So look, we said take the over for ambush, run it once. Take the over for beers and brownies and Mongoose.
Do you think that Nick Schaefer can beat you guys, or has he stalled as a Division B quarterback? Those are the only 2 options.
Those aren't fair.
Correct.
Like, you went from
I'm doing a thing, Iggy.
white and black. There's no gray in between.
Jeez, way to make everything racial. Jeez.
No, it's just gray.
It's white and brown also in this case.
Brownies, yes. Oh my god.
Well,
so how come you filtered the other one out but not that one?
I don't know. Listen,
man. He's capable of winning this game. It's just I forget where I heard it. It wasn't internally. Mongoose, I swear, it wasn't internally. It was externally. He said
you heard it outside of your body.
I heard it outside of my team. Okay. Is that he's going to make one mistake. He's gonna make one mistake, and
fine.
I could make the one mistake too, and then at that point.
And to be fair, like I know I love you, and I actually I talk about your improvement continuously. You make more mistakes in the playoffs than you've gotten away with more mistakes in the playoffs than you care to admit.
Perhaps
in the finals.
You mean in the finals?
In big moments. Also, like willpower having to make a insane catch to save a co-ed game.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's been some circumstances.
I've been bailed out, I've been bailed out.
Yeah. So like it's not like no offense, it's not like it's like, oh, Nick Schaefer's gonna make a mistake and he's going against Kevin Wyeth.
No, exactly.
Like you're still you in your development, right? So
right. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. And then if he makes a mistake, I'm probably making a mistake too. And then at that point, it comes down to converts. And while at the beginning of the season our team struggled with converts, we've meshed well moving on, especially with the 2 points. And in that particular game, that was a difference where we just converted more than Mongoose did, and especially the timing. I talked about the timing of converts with Ben McMahon versus Jeff Rosenblatt. That when they needed a 2-point convert to take a lead in the game and didn't get it, that was eventually their demise. So this game might come down to converts and better execution.
Division C.
Woke him up like a bird.
The amount of panic in his eyes, like no one can see it, but the amount of panic in his eyes.
I'm following along. I'm just.
I saw the Pokemon go.
All right, Division C. Again, reminder, this is not an actual bracket. It is a reseed, but there is a structure that kind of follows a pseudo-bracket in that we did have a wild card round that happened. Quickly, without going through any of the games specifically, any surprises, any upsets, or is this kind of what you expected?
I thought Hustle Sports was going to win.
All right, that's one.
Okay,
no joke. No, like if I'm being serious, I thought it was a good matchup for us. And we lost.
Okay, we got to talk quickly. No. Zoom in a bit more. We got to talk about Flag. So I love this. We had received an email from Flag Fools saying, "What the hell with all Madden? We just played them, and this is a ridiculous group of a team. How is this team in Division C?" And then they end up playing them, and in the first round of the playoffs, and I'm like, "Oh, they must love this," and they end up beating them 40-20.
So I was there for the game.
Yeah,
I
saw you there.
We'll recap. It's true.
Yeah.
Won't do a full recap. First of all, just for those who don't know, Jack Serjotis was a Division I NCAA quarterback last NCAA season, at University of Connecticut. Dude is
ridiculous,
fucking amazing.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I couldn't not swear. That's how good he is.
Yeah,
legit.
Yeah.
And this game, having a moment to actually just sit down and watch him. I can tell you, just one of the most beautiful deep balls I've ever seen.
Yeah. And it looks effortless.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
The size of the field is nothing to him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What a scoreline, eh?
Yeah.
QB has 63 yards
crazy.
passing, and they put up 40 points.
But look at Louis
That-
Berger's running it.
I know, but that's why. It's
You have to
crazy,
think of that as
So,
a receiver. 6
there was-
receptions for
there was a
102, 2
point-
TDs.
There was a point where this was close. All Madden took a penalty on the goal line where the receiver got hit in the head, and then of course they complained about it. But if you hit a receiver in the head, it's like a face mask in football. It's automatic.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's intentional.
Yeah.
It's a call. Period.
Yeah.
I don't care. I saw it. It was a penalty. There was a roughing on a passer
Questionable.
ish.
On the replay, it's questionable.
Yeah, but
Definitely not a UR.
not
And
a
it
UR.
was called a
I
UR.
agree. It's not a UR.
It's not
I
a
think
UR.
the thing
And it
is,
was called a UR.
but here's the thing. Especially in the playoffs, when tempers get high,
Yes.
referees look to control the game.
Yeah.
Don't give them
A
a
reason. Yeah.
and your whole team screaming at the ref on what was an obvious penalty. Now it feels like you're just getting on them, basically.
Yep.
And it feels intentional because you're so pissed off.
Yep.
The referees are trying to avoid a fight on the field above all else.
Yep.
Sell job by Louis Berger. He's a veteran in FFPF. He
Yep,
knows what he's
perhaps. He was also off his back
doing. Off
foot.
his back foot, but
So you're off balance.
didn't try to control himself. You know, once he got touched, he got hit. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. And then of course on the ensuing drive on fourth down, Zach Zerjodis throws just a dime to the sideline. Receiver drags his back foot. To be fair, I
From that angle.
from my angle-
your angle.
thought he was out of bounds.
Yeah.
Kareem Chilcott on my team was on the sideline,
Yeah.
on the
The sideline.
the sideline.
Yeah. You're saying
And
it
he
right.
was like, "No, that was 1,000% a catch." And
Even-
and
yeah,
when
I'm
somebody
telling
play,
you.
it's like that's a catch.
I don't know what you're seeing to say. A lot of comments said 100% catch. There's no clear and conclusive evidence that is 100% a catch.
It feels more like a catch than not a catch.
I
Right?
agree. It feels like it, and it's probably
When I saw
catch.
it, when from my angle, the second foot didn't look like it came down at all. But from the sideline view, apparently, because Joey Kareem were all on the sideline,
it all depends
said-
on angles.
they said, "Yeah,
It all depends
hit.
on angles. That angle that we have, yeah. Can you really tell? And
But I saw a
that's the
picture
full
of it
speed.
also.
That's the full speed.
Yeah,
Can
no,
you
I'm
tell
not. Look,
that
Brett
his
Young's a
foot?
referee. I'm not
No,
disparaging it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you see it come down.
Look, does at any point does
That's
it hit
right there,
any
right
yellow?
I don't think so.
It
It looks clean to me.
probably
Look at
not.
it full speed.
Impossible.
No,
Impossible
impossible to call.
Impossible to call.
Like,
Either
there's no
way,
such- there's no
you're
such
pissing
thing-
off the defense if it's called inbounds, or you're pissing off the offense if it's called out of bounds.
And also, like, Kareem wasn't as on the sideline as he said he was. As I'm
Yeah,
looking
he was
at-
right next to you. I'm like,
I was like, well, no, I'm wrong. No, he's right there. There he is. I thought he was close to the sideline.
it's impossible to tell.
Look-
Shout out to Rob for defending our referees because this is a very tough call.
Yeah.
It's impossible. It's impossible to say
No, it's
in or out in live. It's literally impossible.
live. It's impossible. Like, again, I see that foot come down. I see it. And it looks like he got 3 feet in.
No, stop with the 3 feet.
No, look. The second foot comes down.
So-
he drags the second foot after it's already down.
No, I know. The 1 foot's in 100%, but that second one,
1, 2, 3.
no.
He
it's not
drags
1,
that
2,
third
3.
one across.
So
That's in.
it does the tip of the foot maybe hit the yellow.
It's very possible.
I'm
It's
giving
very
It's
close.
it's very possible.
I'm.
though,
I'm.
and you
look,
can't.
again. I'm not saying. I'm not saying it's a bad call because
Yeah.
of how close it
No,
was.
no. Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
I give that to the offense, man. Like,
Yeah,
that's-
yes, yeah.
We give that to
When
them.
it's that close,
Because here's the thing: the defense didn't earn anything on that play, right? Like, it's not like they made a sick play.
Right,
like,
right.
It's just
Yes. I see
one
what you're
guy
saying.
against
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
Man, like,
Unless
if you're not sure, give it to the offense.
that's it. Unless
But
he had
again-
a different angle, because again we have the backside angle
Where Chris
from the
Reeve just
front.
happens to be standing right there.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
it. But to me, the story was all Madden
Right.
losing their temper
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Jackson Jodas not being patient
Going deep too often, I heard.
the entire time.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Can't
dude,
do that.
11 for 26 for a guy who is the best passer in the division.
Yeah.
Like,
Him and Fred Paquet-Pero, very similar. But
yeah,
he's
except
better.
one of them doesn't play
Sergio-
the play.
Yeah, Sergio has a better arm,
Yeah.
and that's crazy to say.
I mean, think about what the NCAA represents.
Yeah.
Like at any time,
Yeah.
you're in the top, I don't know, 5% at
Of the
most
states.
of the world playing this
Yeah,
game.
Yeah.
5% even feels generous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, he's the best passer to me. And again, it's saying a lot because Beckett's amazing.
Yeah.
Beckett
Yeah.
Beckle's
Exactly.
amazing. But anyway, we've spent too much time recapping this and talking about
It's
one
cool.
play.
We have to. We have to though.
But yeah,
It was-
yeah, the rest like Hot Dog Sports being the only favorite to lose the game, not great. Repeat offenders did what I thought they'd do
Yep.
against Trap Stars. I thought it's a uniquely bad matchup for Trap Stars.
Yeah.
And Flag Fools being the favorite and winning, no one saw that coming per se, but
The
it's a team of
underdog-
veterans
underdog.
against a team of
Underdog, you mean?
no, they were the favorites. They were the home team.
Oh,
They were the higher
seeding
seed.
wise, yeah.
So Hot Sauce Sports, Trap Stars, Junkyard Dogs, and All Madden, y'all can go back to your little villages.
I didn't get it either. He's confused. I'm confused. Little village.
Eagle, I need you to de-lime me.
To de-lime. Oh, you put a
Here,
lime in?
here.
Well, because it was Corona. Oh, perfect. We have a liming plate.
So we have a
You done?
lot of matchups in the divisional round. I don't want to go through all of these.
Yeah.
I do want to just scroll through them quickly here and just tell me, like, is this going to be a close game or not? Just yes or no. So we're going to go in order here. Diamond Bougie, never overtime. Iggy.
What's close?
Will
What-
it be a close game?
Yeah, but what's close?
One
Give
score or
me-
less.
One score or less? No.
Okay. Kiss My In-Laws, The Commission. Peas.
No, multiple score game.
Okay. Air Force 1.2, Dirty Birds. Iggy.
I like this game.
Yeah, that's gonna be a one possession game.
Okay. Repeat Offenders, Sharks. Peas.
That's a good game. Yeah, one possession.
Yeah, that's a great one.
All right. Backyard Bullies, The Infantry. Iggy.
Two possession game. That it's close because the infantry will be 5. There will be 5 players for that game.
But
So
Sean Abram is the quarterback of Backyard Bullies, so
one score game.
11th best quarterback at Division B at one point
yeah, and
Uh,
of 10.
of 10. Peas. Primal, Game Changers.
Primal's really good.
All right,
Game
so-
changers are really
I
good.
know it's a good game.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Close.
close.
All right. Top Season Bible Study. Iggy.
Close.
Depends. Who's Bible study?
Yeah, it's literally
It's
the
the
same.
Rocco- the
It's
Rocco
it's
disorder.
literally the same issue as. Are we doing it? No, you can't see it either way.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, close game. Yeah.
And Flag Fools, Besete Se Put. Peas. Close or no?
Oh wow.
Not close.
All right.
But that's a terrible match for Flag.
Is there one game specifically you want
that's
to talk
close.
a little bit more about, or you want to just move on to Division D?
I will say, just Flag Fools having to play Sir Jonathan and Patrick Farrell back to back.
Unbelievable. You know what? I don't think it's as bad as a matchup as you think. Because
It just-
flag fools are literally the epitome of a flag football team.
Yes.
Whereas they're playing against tackle guys in both matchups.
Yeah. I just
I can
I
call me crazy.
but-
I can
but
see
Pat-
flag
but-
fools winning that game.
I can. It won't be the same kind of game. Like
As
Patrick Farrell is not going to just get addicted
Yes.
to like
Yeah.
the hell with these guys. We should be smashing them.
no, yeah,
Like that's what it was. It was
Yeah.
100% hubris.
yeah.
That's not Beseda Sipa.
No, isn't.
They already took their lumps last season. We're like,
Yeah.
you don't just win by being the most talented.
and just throw
Because they were
Yeah,
the most talented
yeah.
team. But
No, they developed a lot. Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna be. They are really good, and they're gonna be up and coming for sure.
All right. Well, let's go into Division D1 here.
There's so many
Splits.
games.
The splits, baby. We
Yeah,
split
so
in the
it's
division.
split. Actually, I think I have. No, I guess I don't have the brackets for.
We said we did.
I thought I did.
Yeah, you did.
Where did they go?
No, that's D. Get it.
So while Eagles has set up, DNE beating Pizzicara to me is the
That
surprise.
was
Shocking.
wild. Yeah, shocked. Although
There. it is.
surprising, but not no. Surprising, but not shocking.
Oh, that's why, because it wasn't updated. That's why I didn't want to use.
Oh yes.
Why not shocking? Because I like
Because
Pizzicara
I
the
can-
entire season.
Because I can see DNE just saying we're gonna man you up and you beat us, because you have Akeem Charles
Hakeem Hoy-Charles.
and Jordan Panetta and Nick Richard, who's super fast and quick and shifty on defense. I'm saying even to cover, and just say, you know what, beat us.
Hakeem
Beat us.
Hoy-Charles, by the way, uniquely great hugger.
Yes, yeah.
He gave me like a hug before a game because
Yes.
we just hadn't seen each other in a long
And it
time.
was wet, I believe. He was sweaty.
Very wet, yeah.
Yes.
But it was worth it.
Yeah.
Great hugger.
Akeem Ahoy Charles, fun fact, allegedly a great lover
Great.
because he's born on Valentine's Day.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
And
awesome.
for no other reason.
That makes a lot of sense. he seems like the kind of dude. He
Yep.
seems like the kind of dude.
Born on the 14th. Yeah.
Other than that, Stallions, I thought they forfeited. I guess they played.
No. It's not the forfeit. It's just that they were 6, and then 20 minutes after the game started, they would be 5, and blah, 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 blah.
Well, they lost
nothing but-
anyway.
Yeah.
So, the hell with them. And
Born in the 80s, Save the Turf Dolls went to overtime.
Yeah.
34-33. That will be on Game of the Week.
Nice.
So stay tuned. I'm
Nothing but
excited.
bangers, I swear.
Chris Rives have been having a great season with Game of the Week.
And you can see some previews of that if you watch our reel about Alex Holloway, one of our referees. So
Great.
clips are from that game.
So that one.
I
will
wanted
be-
Red Dragons to win.
This one I'm surprised and shocked.
I'm not.
You know what? I'm sorry, Red Dragons. We hyped you up a lot in the winter. We talked about you a lot in the winter. We spoke literally 0 seconds about Red Dragons, and I'm sorry. We do have to apologize.
Okay, but like Division D's have 1,000 teams. We're
Yeah,
gonna miss a
it
couple.
was a lot.
I feel like when we talk about a
just
team a
don't get
lot
it.
in one season, like in our minds, we're constantly talking about them. In the next, like it's still in our minds. We keep talking about them.
Yes. Because it feels like it's one big calendar year.
I think Guillaume Boulanger,
I can't believe it.
the thing he needs to improve on is better moving. He's got to be better at moving defenders.
With
He's
his
better
eyes.
using his eyes.
Yeah.
He literally stares down the spot he's throwing to. Like
In the last time, don't do the party crashers thing. Be careful. I'm telling you to be
well,
wary.
but okay, this is a lot more.
I
Recent.
haven't seen him.
This is the winter when I played
Yeah,
him.
I know, but he may have listened to the show and may have adapted.
I do think it's a harder thing to develop.
it is.
Than because you don't realize you're doing it. If he still does that, that could explain the 300. But like,
But it has to.
he has a place in my heart because is there a more P stat line than 23 for 33, 245, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions? Because he was pretty effective.
But studs are us. 34 points. You look at the quarterback stats. 2 touchdowns.
But 2 pick sixes.
I
and a
understand.
running
I
TD.
understand. And that's where the analysis comes in.
Yeah.
Man, did he really stare it down that much close on at the beginning of drives?
Because
Where it was just
I
pick
haven't
six?
looked at play-by-play or anything.
Yeah.
For some reason, when you're down in the red zone, picks become pick sixes. Like when you're about to score, when you're on like
Yeah.
the opponent's 1 yard line, a pick easily becomes a pick six.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know.
But
Well, yeah, because you have less if you're taking a shot deep, it's less likely to get
Yeah,
pick
'cause
six
it's-
because you have to go through an entire offense.
whereas like if you undercut like a triple slants or something, there's no one in front of you.
There's no one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's why.
There we go. And it feels like that's especially where he can be had because he sees the hole, which is important, but then he attacks it in like by staring it down and
But I find he gets pick six on those short routes, right? So on this, after being down 7-0, he moved the ball 7 yards on first down, second down, and on third down got pick six. And I feel it's close on his drives,
And-
beginning of drives where he gets
so, like,
gets pick six.
I don't know about you, but like my favorite down to take 2 deep shots is 3rd and 4th down because everyone's jumping short shit on 3rd and 4th and short.
Yeah, it depends.
It depends, but like it's my first look, right? Like if you're gonna just like
Leave it wide.
play
open, yeah.
play 15 and everyone's trying to jump like triple slants or all hooks and the flats, take that post over the top from the slot. It's there, right? Like,
Yep.
and I feel like that's all these things are sort of the next step of development for Guillaume Boulanger. And I don't know that this was the case. I'm saying I suspected based on when I last saw him play against you guys and when I last saw him play against myself as well. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But yeah, we'll move on to.
Well, they now
the
after winning that game, they now get the number 2 seed Prime Time. Prime Time getting better and better every week.
Don't like that at all for them.
For who?
For
Studs R Us.
Studs R Us.
Yeah, no.
It's not gonna be a pretty game.
No.
Primetime's defense is legit.
It's really good. Yes, their defense is their calling card. And
Eagle, can you bring up the?
what's the?
Oh, yes, that's fine. We can look at this.
Yeah,
one.
what's the under over for Studs R Us scoring points for?
18.
Yeah, if they get 18,
2 in the first half, 1 in the second half.
and they need their
18
defense
will give them a chance because primetime
Yeah.
at times
can have difficulty scoring.
Yeah.
So they need to win the game like 19-18 because they converted one more convert than what primetime did.
yeah.
They need a great defensive effort.
Who's
on
the
their
key
own.
for primetime?
Their quarterback. He needs to get to the golden standard of P's of 5 touchdowns in a game.
I like that I have a golden standard named after me.
It's your legacy.
I didn't always.
that you left behind.
I know what. Listen, some people get statues built after them that get torn down 100 years later. Some people write books. I will have that. I once said you need to score 5 touchdowns in a playoff
It's
game.
the golden standard.
Gold standard.
Of P's. Louis David Lamar, 34 TDs, 5 INTs. So he is protecting the ball. But it's that, if you do like it's about 3.5 TDs a game, right? Or he only played 9, so call it rounded up to 4. Against Studs or Us, 4 will win him the game. But in the next round and
yeah,
semifinals,
it's just not a sustainable way to win.
that's
games.
it. Like you need to hit that 5 TDs.
Now Vif, I like them a lot. They actually remind me a lot of Glory Boys.
Forfeit win.
Oh, it is.
So move on.
Oh
Yep. Sorry, but go for it and not Viv. Give them 30 seconds.
no, Penetrators born in the 80s.
That's a great matchup. That is a
It's born in the 80s versus the parents are born in the 80s. Because Penetrators are pretty young, no?
yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, the parent.
The parents are
okay.
born in the 80s
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
born in the 80s.
Yes. This is a rematch of the final regular season game, which got born in the 80s into Division D1. I believe it was a 1-point victory for David DeAndrade and Born in the 80s. They just got a thrilling, like I said, overtime victory against Save the Turf Dolls. Penetrators are going to want revenge on this one. I'm not sure. This is a 50-50. It's a 50-50.
I think that born in the 80s had the advantage the first time around because they can do a lot schematically to handle what Penetrators have. The problem is sort of like it's kind of like a boxing match that if born in the 80s can get their hits in early, they win the game. But I feel like now it's as if it's going 10 rounds, right? Like it's as if like now Penetrators have seen what born in the 80s can do.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're better athletes. We're quicker, faster.
Born
stronger.
in the 80s, I've seen what Penetrators do, and it's
But can that legitimately be stopped, right? Like from born in the 80s, because I don't think defensively there's a ton on born in the 80s. Because again, they rely on schematics.
Julien Prou is a difference maker.
Yeah. You need 6 players on defense making difference. So like defense is more, and like what they do well is again the schematically and communication and so on. But like I think that along the lines, Penetrators just have more matchups. There'll be matchups that they win across the board.
Born in the 80s are gonna perhaps have to switch up their schematics on defense. They usually send Daniel Abelard as a rusher, and he's like a 6'3" rusher. May want to match him up with Nick Fawn, the size of Nick Fawn, and
because also Goodman can escape the pocket anyway. So
yes,
you might as well put someone lower center of gravity who
Julien
can
Prou
contain.
would actually be a
absolutely.
great
That's a great
rusher.
call.
Yeah, would be. Where we're giving all these defensive schemas.
We need to do like in the Al Pacino movie 2 for the Money, where
Sure.
he has a gambling line. So he gives like some free gambling,
Right.
some free gambling advice. But you have to call the 1-900 number for more.
Right.
Like we should do that. We're calling the Audible. It's like we'll give you tips for your game, but for more tips, call us at 1-900. Eagle is sexy.
X-Men D&E. Any thoughts on this one?
I expect X-Men to roll the ending.
Yeah, roll.
Because if they man up, X-Men that won't work.
No, that won't work. I'm not. And by the way, I didn't see that D&D.
No, I'm
game,
saying,
so I don't
like,
know if they did man up.
If
but
you
like,
think that that's their best path,
Yeah.
that's not going to work against X-Men.
no, not at all.
Okay. So on that note, we're gonna move on to
D2.
Division D2.
Peace, can you take over?
But
again,
like, will who's playing quarterback from for X-Men though? Like, will it be?
You never know.
Will it be a look at me Louis situation?
The Louis.
That's who it was. I forgot who we were saying was look at me
Yeah,
Louis, but It's
Can you take over? Can you talk about Idaho UWPimps while versus Bandits
do you have a
Dahansek?
test or something?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Because
first, just quickly, divisional playoffs and everything. Any of these games that were surprising as a result?
No.
Okay, so then let's go straight into quarterfinals.
no,
then,
no.
yeah.
It's exactly as we thought it would go.
you know what? Talk about go in order, and because I'll give the.
Am I hosting the show or?
Sorry, I'll give you the regular season recap of Idaho UWPimps Bandits Dahansek when I return.
So what am I doing now?
Do Friends with Danny live
Yes,
to dry?
exactly.
I mean, okay. So friends with Danny.
Are you friends with Danny?
I am. He's a delightful human.
But you're not on this team.
I'm not, right?
I feel like that's a mistake.
I would agree with that. I don't think I was welcome, however. Although they're one of the nicest groups that legit every time they see me, they have all individually congratulated me on my wife's pregnancy. I think overall it's a good team. I like the sort of size of Jared Buck and Justin Santillo, as I always do. Danny Demore playing in this division, as we talked about, he has the record for interceptions in FPF. I think that's a lot to overcome. Les Bleus Dry, though, are kind of a fun upstart sort of team. Frédéric Junot has been an absolute, he's been absolutely amazing. Yvan Desjardins, obviously, playing in a division well below his ability level, as the Vincent Moore said. So, like, I think the two teams are similar, where Friends with Danny still play with sort of more familiarity. Les Bleus Dry are just a team better built than you would expect. And that's what I think of those two teams.
West Island Boys, every inch counts.
Feel free to chime in, because otherwise I'm just doing the show alone.
No, exactly. I was going to say, let's just go through these, and like when he gets back, we'll give him UWPimps Hunsik and Bandits Fig 5.
So we'll let him talk about himself again
Yeah, exactly.
while I go piss.
That's exactly it. So Wib, every inch counts here. Every inch counts put up a lot of points last week. You think that's going to be a recurring theme this time
No.
around?
No. Look, Julian McLaren Thompson's probably the best rusher in the division. Mike B, I'm still not going to get his name right. I'm sorry. Nick DeMalo, Skylar Bailiff, Zach Stacy. That the amount of talent is great. I've seen Zach Stacy now throw for infantry. Look, it's not the prettiest ball, but he understands enough about the league, and he throws it hard enough and with enough accuracy, and has enough talent in his receiving core that it makes it work. Hey, Eagle, I'm not a guy that throws a ton of spirals, right? But if I put the ball high enough for willpower or on target enough for Justin Blanchard, and they'll make plays, and it's similar for West Island Boys and their crew. Like, it's the same kind of thing, but just with a lot more athleticism and Zach Stacy.
Speaking of when our graphicist Duke, who by the way did the Fall Cup graphic, which is beautiful, he also does our splashes and our covers for all our episodes. So he sent me this one saying I didn't want to do the splash on it because the little gradient effect he applies, the filter, because the picture was so well done. So I just emphasized the color on it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's
Can I see
really
it?
cool. Except who fucking threw the ball like that?
Yeah. Lefties, huh?
Yeah. Very strange.
So, here's the thing. It's not even the ball angle, which in itself is terrible. It's the fact that all the fingers are equally spaced apart. I don't know anyone. Look at how this ball is gripped. The thumb is not anchored, and then the four fingers are equally spaced from each other.
How did we get here?
I've never seen that.
Because we're talking
We're-
about how Peace can't throw spirals.
I don't know how this guy can do it.
Exactly.
I'm certain he doesn't, by the way. I was saying how Zach Stacy, Iggy, despite the fact that he doesn't throw the prettiest ball, he throws with a lot of power, and he throws.
It's a good ball he throws. Throws a decent ball.
This past week, they're wobblers.
yeah.
Like they
Not
come
always.
in, they come in hard, but they're not the clean, easy catching balls that you see from someone who throws a perfect
They're
spot.
okay.
You know what I mean?
If we're comparing Jack Zergiotis and Fred Paquette,
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like he's
But
not a
they're-
natural quarterback.
they
I wasn't
go where
talking
they
shit,
need.
by the way.
Yeah, no, I know. They go where they need to be.
But that's
The
it.
ball
but
placement
look,
and the speed.
I said
are
all
where they need to
myself.
be,
Like, I if I throw 40 times a game, I'm throwing maybe 6 spirals, right? Like, generally they're in the place where they need to be, and Zach Stacy does that with a lot more power and a
Yes.
lot more decisiveness.
Yes, yeah.
Which is what's
Fair,
a lot,
fair,
and
fair.
he has enough talent around him on both teams, and in this case West Island Boys,
Yep.
where he just needs to put it towards his players and it makes it work. Bandits is a team Mocon was low on without realizing they dropped down a division, and but they do get a pretty tough matchup for them in Big Fat
That one's
Bats.
going to be good too, man.
That's a great game.
All of these are actually, and this was the beauty
Are you
of
working
D2.
Monday night?
Am I working?
Yeah, like are you there?
I'm playing. I'm Idaho
Oh.
Utapimps.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm on the.
We'll talk about them next.
Yes, that's what I literally said before I left you.
My guy, listen, man, I can't pay attention to everything that happens in the show.
Some date night. If you're not even listening to me here,
Now you know what a date like is like.
it's
with me.
horrible. God, at least you're feeding me alcohol.
At least
so.
the sex will be great.
Goddamn silent kiss. Come on, man. Silent kiss.
But yeah, so the thing with
Bandits.
though is I just think this is a particularly tough matchup. Since it's an RDP, I might try and make it out there to watch that one.
Yeah, they're again, all of these are really good matchups. I think what Bandits are gonna have trouble with is if they take away Jada Reedy, Emil Scaff's second and third options. If those are taken away by a undercutting Ryan McNally, that's where you could see this kind of get blown a little out of proportion in terms of, making it a 2-possession game, 3-possession game, whatnot.
Yeah.
If Emil Scaff can stay composed, throw off Ryan McNally and look off Jada Reedy, and kind of utilize guys. I'm
But
not
it's
sure.
tough because like AJ Zapatelli is a good defender for this division.
Yeah.
Big Fat Bats are a good team.
Big Fat Bats are the favorite in this one.
And the rushing
Oh yeah,
Luka
Luka,
Lachese
yes.
is a game breaker.
It minimizes the time that Emil Scaff has to make those decisions. Yes,
and like Joe Morges is a guy who's adept at undercutting balls too.
Yeah.
Really good playing that position.
even hard to throw over the wheel, like throw the wheel over Joe.
Yeah, because he
It's a tough throw.
never doesn't see the wheel coming. He's always looking for it.
Right. And he's a tough guy to throw the wheel over
And you
as a
want to
defender.
because you don't think he's as quick as he is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's code that fat people use when we're talking about each other. You're quicker than you look.
Yeah.
But I'm allowed to say it
Fatty.
because I'm a big guy too.
And Idaho Utapimps bounty that hunt sick. 30 seconds or less. Go.
Yeah, so you see how you have to go to. So the game recap from our regular season game was unfortunately for Bandits the Hunsick Eagle. They scored with 5 plays remaining. They scored to go up in the game and left Idaho Utapimps 4 plays at the Laval field. Good time management, bad time management.
Against. No, I mean, like, you want to try and milk it as much as you can and leave
Yes,
those little plays left.
So
5 is still a lot.
Yeah, it ended up being 4. They scored with 5 plays remaining. So they left Idaho Utapimps 4 plays remaining. I told my guys, I'm like, they made a mistake here.
10-yard hook, 10-yard hook, 10-yard hook, 10-yard hook.
We literally, I'm pretty sure it was which they didn't get. So my great team, Bandits Hunsick can and now, however, and again at the Laval field. Now though, 4 plays at the Matty Vic field, different story. It's truly a 40-yard field. All to say that Bandits Hunsick need to now really learn. They've learned the flag game. They've gotten better since the winter season, where they were already destroying in Division E. They now need to learn and hopefully they did that since that game, is the clock management, the time management. That takes a long time to learn. It takes minimum 50 games played under your belt before you really start learning that level of game management, clock management.
I agree.
They left us 4 plays at Laval field piece, and that I told my team was their demise. So they need to. Hopefully, they've learned kind of the clock management, game management portion of the game. But this one's gonna come down to who has the ball last again.
Yeah, which is what we want. Playoffs, right?
Yep.
All right, we're going to change gears a little bit. We're going to go co-ed Division 2 quickly here. This is going to bring us into... No, I moved this one around. There we go. Never Too Late team playing Fit Squad, and the rookies playing Balls Deep.
Deep balls.
Deep balls, whatever. both of these games are because they're the lower seeds. It's
So
is
the
it
balls
anyone
deep or
wins?
is it deep balls?
It's deep balls.
All right. So the deepest balls.
Yes, the deepest of balls.
Go ahead, Eagle.
Yeah. So
Finish your point.
which of these games?
First
is
of
more,
all, I know it looks like a bracket, but
it's not a bracket. We're gonna get all the reseeds in the quarterfinals at the end of this, so it's not an actual bracket. It just looks like one. I'm sorry.
I know that we have to do it for every division.
Yes.
Sorry for those who listen to every division, but there are a large percentage of people who just listen to their own divisions. We call them selfish jerks. So for the selfish jerks, we need to reset every time we do a division.
Which of these two games is more interesting to you and why?
Well, I'm playing in one of them, so that one's more interesting.
No,
to me.
it actually is Never Too Late Team versus Fit Squad.
Okay, so let's talk about the other one then.
Okay.
Great setup, Eagle.
uh,
That's like again, that's the ball over the shoulder, throwing it up for the alley oop.
fuck you.
It's LeBron and Dwayne Wade. Let's do it.
It's so having played each other in the regular season. Now you didn't play against.
No, we're doing rookies and deep balls, no?
Oh,
Wait.
we are. We actually
No,
are.
just do it. Continue.
Oh my god. You didn't play. You played against David Michaud at quarterback and not. His name's on the trophy that you're gonna hand him.
I will not bring this to you, Will Brouard.
Yeah,
I'm
William
keeping
Brouard.
this shit. Just like I'm gonna keep your soul after this game.
Oh boy. Okay. You know what? Just go. Keep going.
No, I got nothing. That's all.
I gotta let.
I'm not. I actually like them a lot.
I
They're a
gotta
good
let
team.
free flow peas free flow.
Yeah, honestly, no, I got nothing else. They're a great team. Honestly, the one thing I'll say is their defense was there.
Was or was not?
There was.
Yeah.
Their
Okay.
defense was there.
Yeah.
But now they know what to expect from me.
Yeah.
Which they've played me twice. They've also played against you.
I think they have the upper hand. And
should.
whereas your defense didn't get to see what William Brouard's comfortable hitting.
But yeah, they've played against them before.
Okay, maybe once every 6 months.
And a key difference is we don't have Justin Blanchard for this game, where we did last
Okay.
time.
You were missing Will Paquette.
No, he was there.
Okay.
It's a nice.
You were missing Eric Deschambault.
We're missing Eric. Yeah.
Okay.
Which yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
But so just to say, but if like Eric he plays that role on my team for me on offense. Anyway.
Yes.
He's
And
the Justin Blanchard of
defensively,
this team,
and defensively.
and defensively to a degree for sure. Yeah. So, look, they're the higher. Are they the higher rank?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're the higher.
No,
rank.
you are.
No, we are. Look at that.
Wait, no,
'Cause they didn't-
No,
Fit
wrong.
Squad is. Fit Squad's
Yeah,
So it's
8.
wrong,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, well, it says 8, but they're on the lower.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
the
so-
home
sorry.
team's at the bottom.
From here,
really?
because it's compressed. I thought Never Too Late team
Well,
was 6.
not with the rookies and deep balls, but yeah, sure.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I don't. I
Wrong.
also think it's fairly evenly matched, though.
It is, yeah. This one's a really great game. Is this not a? This might come down to converts.
Yeah.
If not, again, if you don't protect the ball, it'll come down to converts, and then at that point it becomes a 1 possession game,
Yeah.
and can, and
I think again.
I think onside kick comes into onside pass comes into play in this game.
I felt as though Fit Squad seemed remarkably unprepared for my offense last time, which is surprising because I played against them when I was quarterback for Kiss My End Zone.
Again,
They played
fall
against you, which is a
season.
similar offense as well.
Sure.
Different applications, but
Yeah.
similar offense in general.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
And so it was just like, okay, well, like I remember thinking to myself, like, but you know what, like, and I've seen teams who just know what I'm trying to do, but don't have the personnel to stop it. This
Yeah.
wasn't the case.
Mhm.
They knew what I was trying to do, and then just didn't change their defense no matter what, which was I found to be surprising. So I'm expecting that's not going to be the case this time, because you can't make that mistake. I don't think twice in a season. Plus, again, they'll have
they'll
Bill
make
Brouard, which changes
a
stuff.
lot. Yeah.
30 seconds for rookies and deep balls.
Yeah. Do the rookies have any chance?
Yeah.
Sorry. Do deep balls have any chance of winning this game without François Rochelot? That's a
Who's
big loss.
throwing for deep balls?
I don't believe Fred Paquette-Berro is playoff eligible, so that makes Bruno Provencher the quarterback for the team.
So, I mean, Provencher is good.
Yes, yeah, but he's not Fred
but
Paquette-Berro. He'll tell
If
you that.
Paquette's throwing to Provencher, I like that better. Although they didn't
Yeah.
play at the same time, like he was legitimately a sub for him.
Yeah.
Without François Rochelot or even a banged up François Rochelot, I think it's tough.
Yeah.
they rely so heavily on him on both sides of the ball. Rookies are good. Rookies are really good.
Yeah, you played them?
No, I've seen them
They're
play
good.
twice.
They're good. Yeah, they're good.
I saw them early in the season. I was like, oh, they're not bad.
They're not rookies.
And then I saw them like week 7 or something. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, no, they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
This is a good team.
Yeah, this is not a rookie team. Yeah,
No,
like for deep balls to go into the playoffs, tying Block Party 12-12, a team that didn't make the playoffs, there's concerns there. Deep concerns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All
yeah.
right.
Go ahead.
Co-ed 3 time. Same deal. Tigres, we love big TDs. Michael Scott's Tots Kamikaze. This is not an actual bracket. It is a pseudo bracket. We're going to reseed at the end of this, but these are the first 2 games that are going to determine the final seedings. Thoughts in terms of what to expect here, guys?
Well,
which game is going to be better? Which game is going to be worse?
My first thought is there's a team that I thought might make playoffs, but didn't make playoffs.
Yeah, that is correct.
So
Thank
welcome to the road show.
Oh, our first roadshow invitation.
Thank you, Ryan Dobbs.
Punching your ticket. Yeah.
You're free like an eagle now.
Yay.
I think Michael Scott's Tots Kamikaze is gonna be a decent game.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who the true favorite in that one is.
Probably Michael Scott's Tots.
Michael Scott's thoughts, but with a hesitation mark. They got look.
What's a hesitation mark? What does it look like?
It's the squiggly line.
Right?
It's the squiggly.
An NEA?
Look.
An NEA.
No. I know what you mean, but
I hope so.
I don't have it on my keyboard.
You're the Spanish speaker. I hope you know what an NEA is.
Yes, I know. Look, they got a huge, impressive victory against 1-9ers just this past Sunday. So that's
the 1-9ers with their foot off the gas. That's what it felt like.
no. It's just they were coming off a team barbecue and everything. So maybe
Is that not foot off the gas? Like
it's
when you have a game. Like listen, if I have a game for my life, I go to the barbecue. Maybe I have a beer. Maybe I eat light, and then. But like if we clinched, I'm not holding back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like. I know the kids are 1-9ers.
Still, they had to perform and they did. They got the win.
Yeah. But to them, it's a confidence booster that it doesn't matter. They beat a team who
Yes,
essentially has a lot more talent than they do.
exactly. Yeah.
So I think that means a lot.
I do too, and I think they go favorites going into that one. And
don't forget, like the first 2 weeks, they lost a fairly close game to Le Crevette before they kind of figured things out, and a 1-point loss to Thunder Buddies. You know what I mean? Like so, like it's a team that they've been competitive throughout the season.
Yeah, they're the pesky Scott's Tots.
Yeah.
I think they're the favorite going in. In the Tigres, we love big TDs matchup. This one's interesting. Tigres are that very wildcat, different-looking offenses for FPF standards versus a we love big TDs, like basically their co-ed version of the penetrators. A lot of injuries / out-of-towners in this one. So that really changes the lineup for them.
Yeah.
I would have given We Love Big TDs the upper hand in this one, but I'm just not convinced of that anymore, given all the roster variability.
Depends who's missing, but yeah.
Yeah, it really does depend. They do
and in
lose.
co-ed, with the rules being what they are, a lot of couples playing co-ed, a lot of siblings playing co-ed. So like, if you're missing 2, 3,
right,
if you're missing 2 couples,
right,
that means a lot. That's a big deal.
It means a lot. Yeah.
Like if I go on vacation with my wife, it doesn't affect the team that much. But like, if she was playing on a team, that changes things too.
Let's quickly ask Eagle the favorite, given that knowledge between Tigres, We Love Big TDs.
I can see Big TDs taking one, but Tigres, it's just they have their trickery play and the speed, and that's pretty much the only advantage. And there's
but how often does that work through the course of a game?
Enough, it could.
Enough to get a score when you need one unexpectedly, but the Tigres defense is just not good enough, right? They're going to get scored on a lot, and so exactly that. It's the one time it doesn't work is enough to lose that game.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, we're going to go women's 1. This is going to be pretty quick. We have a quarterfinals
Sub-Zero
of Sub-Zero Waz. All right. So you want to add more to it, or that's it?
I like Waz.
They might be the best team ever assembled in FPF.
Yeah. I look, I agree with that, and I've been saving this. I've maybe hinted at it. I like Waz to eventually maybe pull off the ultimate.
So you think
ultimate.
Waz loses quarterfinals, they go to semifinals, they beat the Rock, and then they rematch in the finals and potentially take it?
Why is the schedule so insane on the website? Looks like there's 1 billion women's games.
Because there actually are.
Yeah, because
Billion.
this is women's
it's the two of them
one,
together.
It's two
Okay,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah,
which
yeah,
then
yeah,
we
yeah.
get into women's two. Which why is the thing not here?
I just, like, I'd love to get
women?
more-
Oh, I know why.
I'd love to get more analysis, but we spent 11 weeks talking about the same 3 teams.
Yeah.
I know why, because it's actually down here. Yes, because
Yes.
you got to scroll. Here is the women's 2 quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Wildcats, BIT. Again, this is not an actual bracket. This is a pseudo bracket. We get reseeding, so it doesn't go in this format. You reseed at the end of it. Of these 4 games, any of them that you're super more interested in?
Do we agree that Wildcats really blow out BIT
Yeah.
in that one? Wolfpack Red Nation, I think Red Nation suffered just too many injuries, too many setbacks.
The Rachel Valier injury is insane. Like, that's
They get the replacement in Gigi Cabello Abante, but
sure.
and it's great. But
Sure,
I just
she's-
think
and she's great.
Wolfpack.
Defensively, she's not what Rachel Valier is.
Yes, and apart from that, as a team, Wolfpack are a better team overall.
I agree.
Right?
But here's the thing: is like Red Nation's sort of identity has been defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you had a team where you had Gigi Abante and Rachel Valier, that's serious.
Yes,
But
yeah,
I
given one of the
feel
two,
like what they replaced Rachel with is complementary to Alison Sobel. I just don't think it helps the entire team succeed, if that makes any sense. I think it just
No, I know
doesn't
what you mean.
fit the way they need to win based on how the team is built at this point. I'd love to see a season where the two of them are on a team.
which they did, and they won a championship.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like long term, like
Yeah,
I'd like to see that
like
continue,
a few,
right?
yeah.
And just LPM, Blue Thunder, that close, or?
Blue Thunder's had some
Yeah.
moments.
Look, in theory, Leptimiet should walk away victorious, but I know what Pisa is saying.
They've had moments. Like Mo was big on them early in the season.
Early on.
Juliette Beauvais just making too many mistakes. A 50% completion percentage in women's is tough because that means it takes you 2 passes to get to
4
the
down,
line.
yeah.
Which puts you behind the marker almost.
You
every time.
need 12.5 yards at that point per completion,
Yeah.
right?
And like if
That's
you
tough.
don't complete on first and second, they're waiting for you
No.
at the marker, right?
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
it's a different game from the rest of FPF as we've talked about, and that's been sort of the biggest thorn in the side for Blue Thunder. And the Petit are actually really good.
Yep.
Like if there's a team that's going to give Wildcats a run for the money, it's Le Petit.
And that leaves us with Supernova X and X. Has X and X done enough to figure out their squad to actually win this game, or
I don't
is this
think
one
so.
not going to be close?
I don't know. You have defensive player of the year in Maya DeFazio. That could be if she can force 3 or call it crazy, but 4 interceptions. That could be an upset in the making.
My only hope is that this game doesn't end in forfeit.
Agreed.
But I like Supernova a lot. I've been on them from early in the season. I've been a fan of the team. I agree to that point, Iggy. But Maya DeFazio's also turned the ball over a ton. That's been a storyline this season.
Right. Yeah.
She's
been better in the
better in the second
in
half.
the second half. Yeah.
But I think the speed and the length of Supernova is going to be a lot for a smaller X team.
The ads in our page are getting crazier by the minute. They're like interfering
what
with
do
the
you have?
player stats now.
Dude, it's so much.
Like what is going on now? It's in between the player stats and the schedule. Like
Eagle, I know.
No, trust me, this isn't me. I made the same complaint.
Eagle, I know you need to leave. It's going to be a quick rant. We ruined the internet. We ruined we're at a point where I thought we were done. I thought we were done
with ads.
with just these ridiculous pop-up ads. I thought we were done with like pop-ups and signing up for newsletters. And I fully realize FPF does that. Don't worry. I know we're guilty too. And apparently it's working. Which, guys, what are you doing? Stop! You gotta give me ammo when I go to Rob and be like, Rob, we can't go back to 1996 with the internet. We're at a point where people are paying to generate content for a social media company and a billionaire. That's nonsense. Guys, stop being stupid. Learn to use the internet properly. Let's bring it back to 2012. That was a great era of the internet. Don't you agree, Eeks?
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
That was like the best era of the internet.
It was like fast enough, but like not super super fast where it's not crazy and get the ads and the whole thing. Yeah, absolutely.
But like we've combined the worst parts of like tripod.com websites
Merrill
and
shoes
with the speed of today. Viva la experiencia latina, by the way.
And then we got our
That's the ad. That's the ad I'm looking at.
Okay. I got Merrill shoes clearance sale. So you know Merrill shoes are on clearance.
All right, we're going to go Division E for our last bracket over here. Now, remember, it is not a bracket. It is a reseed, so it'll have to go through all the different breakdowns. Just quickly, in terms of the first round, Bloodline beats Habitation BR. Trailer Park Boys wins by forfeit against Chooches. Bend Don't Break beats Texas Wales.
I'm
Saturday
surprised
one against
Trailer
69.
Park Boys won a game by forfeit.
Yes.
Saturday Area 69. Any comment on that one? 27-26. It's the only game that's actually close from these
That was
ones.
close. I went into 5 rounds of overtime. That's
Wild.
all. That's all I got you.
Love it. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing like we did for Division C over here. Let's go through these. If the game's
Yeah,
close,
there's a lot of
we'll
games,
talk
so
about
be quick. We'll do more in-depth analysis next week when we have less games.
Yeah.
But let's do
So the goal is if it's one score or less in your mind, we'll
Right.
do a little rant. If not, we'll carry through. Hail Marty's Bloodline,
2 score.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
route.
Hail Marty's really good.
route.
primetime only flags.
Potentially close.
No. This is gonna be close. This is gonna be a 1 possession game. This might even go into overtime. It'll be. The question will be who makes less mistakes. Which quarterback is able to protect the ball 1 more time than the other quarterback?
I like George Spano. He's entered our church, Iggy, our cult as is continuing to spread. Look, he's really good. He's just developing. That said, Primetime has monsters on defense. They're just big bodies. They're fast. They're quick. They make life difficult for a lot of teams, and that's the only thing I worry about.
Eagle.
All right. Next game here, FSU cover 3 inches long.
That should be good as well. FSU, I think we overhyped. I saw them lose to Bloodline.
So what you're saying is
Yes.
FKU.
FK, I mean, they're the ones who put the name out there. And cover 3 inches long. Them too. You know what? These are 2 overhyped teams. Going into the middle point of the season, it should be close, but I like cover 3 inches long by 8 points. So it is a 1 possession game.
All right. Show me them TDs, Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, I mean, look. Did I see it correctly that
Fred Meunier
Fred
QB
Meunier
of the year,
won quarterback of the year?
Quarterback, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, yeah. You guys voted on that anonymously, apparently.
I actually don't think I voted on that one, but
You did, apparently.
okay. I don't know.
By blind vote, player A versus player
I don't
B.
remember that stat line. That's why I'm saying I don't think I did. But I was surprised to see he. First of all, I'm happy he did. He it's been a long time
You
coming.
predicted he would.
I
In your article.
I think he's.
You did. You predicted it.
But I think he's been one of the most talented play callers
know.
for a while.
I know.
And just never lives up to that, right?
And he forfeited 2 of his own games, so he only did it in 8 games played.
But I was shocked to see a quarterback in there with 33 touchdowns. How?
I know.
How?
I know.
I think it'll be a good game. When they're there, Trailer Park Boys are competent.
Yep.
They tend to beat themselves, however, and show me.
It
them
sounds like
TDs
show me
don't.
them TDs.
Well, okay. Well, later in the season they got stronger.
It's yes, and the difference is that show me them TDs. At times, their offense looks sporadic.
Yeah, they turn the ball over way too often.
That or for an outs or they don't convert. Their 4th down and 3rd down efficiency isn't as high. But you could say the same thing about Trailer Park Boys. So this one to me is a close game.
It's kind of a
game.
Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, it's a close game.
All right. Meat lovers, Bend Don't Break.
What do you got?
I mean, Bend Don't Break have been getting better, especially from the winter season. Are very athletic. It's a bit of a combination of between Bend Don't Break from last year and team that forfeited a lot. Dime Squad. A few players from Dime Squad on the team, and Meat Lovers just a bit more experience, a bit more comfortableness in now Manny Bazzogi's system. I think it's close. I think Manny Bazogias and the Meat Lovers win by 7 or 8 points.
Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
This is really quick. Bring up the picture, the profile picture for Ben Don't Break. You did serious analysis, so I'm gonna do goofy analysis. Ben Don't Break's team picture reminds me of the human embodiment of another white boy with a podcast, which would have been funny if Eagle got it up his.
It would have been funny. All we see
No,
is
to
not
be
found.
fair,
Not found.
Eagle and I have done this a long time, and usually he gets that up quicker. So I bought time.
You know what's funny though? There's 2 white guys right now on the podcast.
Another white boy with a podcast.
That's like
They-
you could say the same thing about us.
Fair, but they legitimately look like it.
Yes.
Like the sunglasses in the picture.
Yeah.
All of it.
All of it.
The Fear Us jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pasta Arabiat, not you too.
I like Pasta Arabiat a lot.
Yeah, I like the leadership that Joe Margrese's put under himself and under the team. Not you two, just
Does it feel like it just never came together?
really, really high highs and really low lows, right? Is that
Like
exactly
they
never
feel
came together?
Like they're 7-3, but they feel like a 5-5 team. Is that just like? Does that sound crazy to you?
The thing is, they 7-3 seems okay because they could have been 10-0 and they could have been 2-8.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean by the highs of high and the lows of low. They're just unpredictable. You don't know what roster you're gonna get week in, week out, and that's still crazy enough applies here in the playoff game. And so for all that and the consistency that Pasta has shown,
Do they only have 5 players eligible?
it's I wouldn't. Put
I
it past
believe
them.
that's correct because a few
Yes,
people were
we
at
had-
a
I have
Team
Edwin
Quebec
Leclerc.
tournament or something. Yeah.
Sure,
Jason
yes.
Leclerc,
Sure. Yes.
Caden Dewey Hall,
Sure.
William Leclerc,
And Katie
Xavier Plant.
and Katie Dewinhall won't be there, so they might be 4. So we never know. It doesn't look good. Either way, Pasta Arabiat has been more consistent
a
all
better team.
season. They've just been the better team, and this is a team.
Like even though they have a lower record, they've been the better team.
And this is a team, and this might be one of the critical points why this team in Pasta goes to the final. Is that I'm making
You
a
did it
clip
on
here.
purpose,
I'm
I know.
making a clip. What?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, I was
just do it then.
No, I'm kidding.
I
There's
didn't
no
say
clips.
anything.
There's no clips. I'm kidding. Is that what was I doing on purpose?
Just if Pasta goes to the finals, I thought it was funny.
Why?
No, I thought it was a funny sentence. If
All right,
Pasta
next
goes to
game.
the finals.
Houday
No,
Ramphins.
no, if Pasta goes to the finals is because this is a team that goes for 2 more often than any other Division E team I've ever seen in FPF.
Just really quickly, not you two would it have been outscored by Pasta Arabiat all season long, and they've allowed way more points.
Okay.
So even though they've won one more game, they've actually played worse
Right.
on average than
Gotcha.
Pasta Arabiat.
Houday Ramphins. Close, no.
For me, yes. Now, maybe I've overhyped Houday.
Yes,
in the one or 2 games that I've seen them, they've performed. But every other game I've seen their score line, and I'm like, how did you only score 7 or
That's my
11
issue.
points?
When I see
don't
them,
understand.
they're not converting on a lot of their
I
drives.
don't get it.
Dude, 22 points a game for one of the most
No,
experienced
doesn't
quarterbacks
make
in
sense.
division.
Doesn't make sense.
Like, can you imagine dropping yourself now into Division E with just
No.
with your knowledge base,
Oh my-
right? And scoring 22 points a game?
Yes and no. I get it. You have less adept
You're
receivers.
not scoring 22 points a game.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
You're scoring 5 times a game.
Yeah. 4 or 5. Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
223
And
points.
whereas Ramphins have been scoring more consistently and their defense is just better overall. Close, but Ramphins I think.
Look, I know he's been away from the game for a long time, but Tom Gatehouse, dude, like you're the quarterback, man. It falls on you.
Yeah.
I know it's not the same caliber of players you used to playing with, but you gotta
make do.
make do.
And lastly, Satrial Minky FT. Close, no.
Yeah, I think this one's close. Satrial have been getting better and better every week with now George Calavatrinos at the QB position. He's been doing decently for Division E. He's taking his first shots at quarterback, and he's moving the ball. He's moving the ball when he needs to, and he's scoring when he needs to. Minky has a bit more experience under their belt, so you think not close. Okay.
Look, I think 31 points a game is a big deal. for a team that we didn't have a ton of expectations to start the season, but it was very clear early on that this was a team that was gonna improve. Adam Mantel, this to me was his best season. He left some points on the table as far as I'm concerned, but if he makes like not even a full step, like half a step for these playoffs, and I think we can see something really impressive. The defense has been really good too. From FT, they have a ton of interceptions. Justin Nimi, Jack Kirkland, Matthew Januszewski, all of them.
And look, you didn't say Matthew J. Look, the difference for me is it's not the PDs. It will be the tackling ability. You have guys in higher divisions of Raf Morelli and Ale Barazzoni on this team. They can be a huge difference maker.
They're really. It seems they're frustrated with that team. I haven't spoken to them about it, but they seem frustrated with how the season's gone with them.
And that brings us to our last segment, of course. Games of the week.
I thought there was another division we forgot. I was like, God, no. God, no.
Let's go through these quickly here. Division A, Jamesons, #NR.
Jamesons.
Party Crashers, Braves.
Party Crashers. Let's do it.
I'll go Braves, but like by 2 or 3 points.
All-Stars, Star City.
Are you doing it? Are you doing it?
I'm not All-Stars. I really want to, though. I won't be surprised.
I don't know what it is. The stars are aligned, baby. Give me Star City.
Let's do it.
Royaume Luminaire, KGP.
Royaume Luminaire.
Royaume for me.
All right, Division B games aren't officially on the schedule yet. Yeah. There's a reason for it. Yeah. Trust us. Yeah. Beer and brownies, Mangoose.
I can't pick it.
By 50?
I can't pick it.
Coward. Give me beers and brownies.
Ambush, Run It Once.
Run It Once.
I love Ambush, but man, Run It Once. Just the experience of Jeff Rosenblatt.
Blessed, B-Raves.
Blessed.
And
Joe Maher is out of the playoffs this week.
That's crazy.
Silent Ticklers, Poseidon's Kiss.
Silent Kiss.
Something's telling me about Silent Ticklers. Give me that Silent Kiss.
Silent Ticklers as well.
All right, Division C, Backyard Bullies, the Infantry.
Well, we talked about Sean Abrams' inability to win. So
against 5 teams? Against 5 players?
Listen, I already made my point. I'm not going back. I don't care that I forgot.
The Infantry?
I don't care. I'm in the Infantry, the entire way.
You got to give me Backyard Bullies there.
All right, Besete Se Pot, Flag Fools.
Beset.
I'm going Flag Fools, man. The better flag team. Flag Fools.
Top Season, Bible Study.
That one's good, man.
I can't go Bible Study because I don't know what the roster is.
Yeah,
Top Season.
I agree with you there. And Top Season on their own are really good. So Top Season.
Air Force 1.2, Dirty Birds.
Oh man, I don't know.
Air Force 1 and 2 times.
I don't know. I tie game, and I can't even say tie game because it was overtime.
How many overtimes?
Who wins in overtime?
How many millions?
Air Force 1.2 wins it.
Diamond Bougie, never overtime.
Diamond Bougie.
Diamond Bougie.
Sharks, repeat offenders.
Give me repeat offenders.
Yeah, I think I'm going repeat offenders as well.
The Commission, Kiss My In-Laws.
Kiss My In-Laws.
I can't pick it.
By 50.
Game Changers, Primal.
I can't pick it by 50. Game Changers.
Primal's good, man.
I know, but so are Game Changers. It's one team you played against and one team I played against.
I was shocked.
All right, Division D1. We're going to go Primetime Studs or Us.
Primetime.
Blim Dim.
Liden Arvif, Glory Boys.
RV.
We already kind of know LRV is winning by forfeit.
The Penetrators, born in the 80s.
Penetrators.
Born in the 80s.
Okay.
X-Men, D&E.
Mostly audio format.
Yeah, sorry. X-Men.
All right, Division D2. Friends with Danny, Les Bleus Dry.
Blue Dry.
I think Blue Dry come away. Something's selling me.
West Island Boys, Every Inch Counts.
Whip.
Yeah, something's selling me. But every inch counts. They score a lot of points. But
And
give me Whip.
Of course, every inch counts.
Idaho Uta Pimps, Bonzi Da Hunsik.
I can't pick it.
By 50. Bandits the Huntsick by 50.
Ooh.
By 50.
Ooh. And Bandits, Big Fat Bats.
I want to pick Bandits so bad, but it's Big Fat Bats.
Yeah, Big Fat Bats.
All right, we're gonna go into
D2.
co-ed now.
By the way, I love
D2.
Big Fat Bats, but I'm just picking. I want to pick Bandits not because of them, because I want to rub it in Mo's face. It's all.
Yeah, okay.
That's all it is.
Co-ed 2, The Rookies, Deep Balls.
Rookies.
Yeah, rookies.
Fit Squad, Never Too Late team.
Can't pick a never too late team.
By 50. This goes to overtime. And I think you score more overtime points. Never too late team.
All right, you saved our friendship.
All right.
I thought I already did that.
Code 3. We love big TDs, Tigres.
Big TDs.
I don't know why I'm going Tigres.
Let's do it.
I feel it.
All right. Michael Scott's Tots, Kamikaze.
Well, I'll tell you this. Kamikaze is not getting their school paid for.
Yeah.
They're not getting a
I
laptop.
was going there too.
They're going to get a
God damn it.
laptop battery,
God
and they'll
damn
lose the game to Michael Scott's Stats.
Yeah. I was going to go there. Michael Scott's thoughts.
I got the mic first, man.
Oh, well, what I will say is for podcast addicts, Michael Scott's thoughts.
Women,
Oh, yeah,
let's go with women's one first. Sub-Zero was.
It's already over.
Yeah, for
So-
this one, Sub-Zero.
we knew this result like the 1992 Dream Team.
And same thing for women's 2, Wildcats BIT.
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Wolfpack Red Nation.
I'm going Wolfpack.
Wolfpack.
Supernova XNX.
Supernova.
Supernova. It's
and
close though.
Blue
It's close.
Thunder, Les Petites Miettes.
I'll go LPM after suffering a week 1 defeat to Blue Thunder.
I'm doing a Blue Thunder.
There's a
Ooh.
reason why these games aren't scheduled yet.
Yes.
You'll be up shortly. Keep checking for that.
Monday morning.
There we go.
Check
and
Monday
lastly, for our divisional playoffs in Division E, Hail Marty's Bloodline.
Hail Marty.
Houday, Ramfins.
Ramfins.
I'll go Ramfins.
Minka FT, Satrial.
This is the whoppiest
Yes.
matchup.
Yeah.
of all. I'm going to go with McFT.
I'll go Satrial. They've been getting better. I saw them a
The
couple
fact
times.
that you guys can't pronounce the name of this restaurant really bothers me.
Not you
Satrial
two,
is-
Pasta Arabiat.
Pasta de Biat.
I'll go Pasta.
Only Flags Primetime.
Prime time.
I'll go Primetime.
Meat Lovers, Bend Don't Break.
Meat lovers.
I'll go Meat Lovers.
Show Me Them TDs, Trailer Park Boys.
Well, Ricky, I got to go Trailer Park Boys.
I'm going to show me them TDs.
And lastly, FSU cover 3 inches long.
FKU. I'm going to cover 3 inches long.
They don't cover 3 inches long. I'll cover 3 inches long.
Wait, who do we pick?
I'm picking cover 3 inches long.
Same.
Okay.
I'm saying FKU. The
They
False Kings
they
University.
don't cover.
They
Because
don't
they're
win.
False Kings University.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the whole point.
Yeah.
All right, and that is our games of the week for this edition of the show. Again, thank you to all our listeners for dealing with our scheduling conflicts this week. This is going up now.
Thank you to my wife for letting
Now.
me leave the house on Friday night. It was really
Thank you
appreciated.
to my wife-to-be for skipping date night. Portuguese
skipping.
chicken is on its way.
Ooh.
But by the time this show's uploaded, it's probably done, so we'll find out.
Honestly, thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yeah.
Iggy, thanks for joining me tonight, man. It's
Thanks
been
for
a
the
fun night.
date.
Hey, I listen. It's Friday night. I got to go on some date. Plus, like my wife and drinking partner can't drink right now, so I got
So it's
excited. to
gotta
drink
be
with
me,
someone else.
you
Exactly,
know.
exactly. Eagle, man. I'm looking forward to seeing pictures of the Portuguese chicken. It'll be cool.
Jano.
Best of luck to you, Iggy.
In?
Eagle, best of luck in your preparations for the road show.
Yeah.
I want to thank you boys for joining me, and most of all, I want to thank you all for letting me be myself.